Dave, let's talk about lines of credit. Everyone has one. They're considered to be the smart way to borrow. I have one and I really like my line of credit, but you don't like them. Why? Tell me.
Well, I think you're right about them being the smart way to borrow if you have the discipline. They do give you low interest rates, consolidating debt. They're a great move there. They're often a prudent move for people who have discipline. That covers about 15% of the Canadian public. The rest of us, unfortunately, can't stop spending the money and treating it like a second income. In fact, when I wrote of them in the book, quite critically, I've received so many emails from people saying, Dave, it's way worse than that. I've got an even worse story than the one you described, et cetera, et cetera. It's tough. I mean, the money does appear to be yours with the low interest rates, the no principal repayments. Mix that with human nature. It's been a pretty dangerous formula for Canadians.
Now, Dave, what if I have a very big balance on my line of credit? What do you recommend I do?
Well, I like paying them down. It's not a great after-tax rate of return in the low interest rate environment, but hey, you can't screw it up. It reduces stress. It frees up cash flow later, and it also takes away your interest rate risk if interest rates do start spiking 3, 4, 5 years down the road along with inflation. So I think it's a good move. It's not necessarily your best move, but it's not a bad move.
So stop carrying the big balance and attack it and cut it down?
Absolutely. I mean, it gives you financial freedom. It gives you, I think, a better psychological feel too. But Canadians have not listened to that advice. Mark Carney's been giving it, financial advisors have been giving it, and they've more or less been saying, forget it. With interest rates at these levels, give me more money. Be careful.
Tell me some times when it makes sense to use a line of credit.
Well, I think, again, if you're consolidating debts, so you're moving from 18% credit card debts down to 3 to 4% line of credit, pretty tough to argue with that. Some people use it to buy their home because they've got a big enough down payment. They use a line of credit instead of a conventional mortgage. That often makes sense. It gives them flexibility on pay down. There's all kinds of things. If you're borrowing to invest, something I'm a little bit iffy on in many instances, but it can give you the best access to a good interest rate and also, again, flexibility. So I'm not opposed to line of credits. I just think, unfortunately, many people have abused them.
All right, use them sensibly, but cut down on your use overall.
Exactly.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.